What's going on, champs and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and the Grace Ashcroft skin from Resident Evil Requiem released in Fortnite just last night. And in today's YouTube video, we'll be talking about how we could maybe get more Requiem cosmetics later down the line, or this could have been a mistake by Epic Games. So firstly, what has actually been happening? Well, when the Grace Ashcroft skin officially got decrypted, it was just the skin. There was nothing else. It was literally just the skin, and that was it. And people assumed, oh, you know, maybe it's just the skin being decrypted because of the fact that they're going ahead and making it so people who actually ended up buying the game could get it on their account and they didn't have to wait for all the rest of the cosmetics to get decrypted or whatever else. And then once the cosmetics ended up releasing in the item shop, all we ended up getting was Grace Ashcroft, right? Grace was the only skin that ended up releasing, and it felt alright, but it also felt a little odd because it wasn't in like its own category, like a Resident Evil category with the old skins like Leon, Jill, or whatever else. It was just in the battle ready category next to a pair of kicks, right? It was a really odd thing to see, especially from a collaboration that you think would be a little bit bigger than just having one skin, because Resident Evil is such a cool franchise. And one of the other things that felt a little bit odd was shortly before the skin ended up releasing in the item shop, there was a set that actually got a hotfix change from the name of set_06 to Requiem for the Past. Now, why would there be a Requiem set, you know, changed right before Grace from Resident Evil Requiem ends up being put in the item shop if Grace doesn't even have a set herself, and, you know, she doesn't have any other cosmetics for there to be a set of? It makes me wonder if maybe Epic Games was working on more cosmetics for a Resident Evil Requiem collaboration, but they weren't able to get that done in time for the game to actually come out, so they went ahead and released the skin early, you know, went ahead and allowed people who bought the game to get the actual skin, and then maybe in a future update or something they can do a wave 2, which is just more of like a cosmetic bundle from Requiem or something. You know, maybe they could go ahead and throw the Porsche that Leon drives over in Fortnite, if that Porsche isn't already in the game, or give it some like Resident Evil Requiem decals if it already is in the game. But there is just kind of this weird sense of there was supposed to be more going on here based on how it's all kind of been released. And of course this could just be skepticism on my part, and you know, it could just be that we're only supposed to get the skin and nothing else, but it does seem a little odd to have a whole entire set planned only to remove that set from the Grace skin and, you know, still have it in the files, hotfix it for the Grace release if there isn't even a set to go off of. There have been some cosmetics before, I'm pretty sure, that only had like one item, you know, just the skin or just a back bling or something, that did still get put in a set, so it's not like this is out of the normal for them to have a set with only one item, but still it did exist, and it's just something that isn't even given to the skin right now. So it makes me wonder, could we be getting more Resident Evil Requiem cosmetics in the future? You know, maybe they could do a wave 2, and when they do that wave 2 with, you know, like a cosmetic bundle of like a pickaxe, emote, or whatever else, that would be the perfect time for them to also go ahead and bring back the older Resident Evil skins, because honestly, I already have the older Resident Evil skins, but I know some people who have been wanting them for ages, and it just felt like right now, you know, while we have Resident Evil skins being added to the game for a new game, it's the perfect time for them to bring back the older ones, get a little bit more money, and make the people who wanted the older skins like Jill very happy. So who knows what's going on here, but I thought I would go ahead and make a quick little video to share this information with you guys, because we could be potentially getting more Resident Evil cosmetics later down the line if this set is something to be some, like, you know, some sign that there was more going on there. However, at the exact same time, this is more of like theory territory, and it's something that could end up just being, oh hey, yeah, you know, we only had a skin planned and nothing else, which would kind of suck, but at the same time, you know, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary, because there have been times when there's been tons of collaboration potential from Epic Games before with collab, and all we got was like a back bling or a pickaxe or a skin or something like that, you know, something real small, or even just like a jam track or something. But then again, jam track's actual like gameplay, so I guess that doesn't really matter as much. Until next time, however, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you champs and champettes tomorrow with another upload where we'll probably have some new teasers regarding Chapter 7 Season 2, since we're getting closer to that time, and we've started to get a lot more teasers regarding the 7 and the Foundation and stuff, so there's a lot of building blocks to talk about there. Until next time, however, catch you champs and champettes later. Peace out.